We are in the midst of our 33rd Canadian Universities and Colleges Admissions Workshop, and we've met a lot of students who are looking at Canada as a great study destination. They're really excited, but there's a lot of confusion and anxiety and a lot of news which is not right. People are wondering. So I thought that let's have this very simplified understanding of what are the updates in Canada, and maybe you're the right person to talk about it.
How am I the right person?
Because you're an RCIC.
Okay, all right, perfect. Yeah, it's what you just said. As in our talks and presentations, we did come across various issues which are generally noticed, right? That seems to be the perception of people, and it's a good idea that I think our presentations worked out good. We were able to convey the idea to hundreds of people, but aim is to reach out to thousands and tens of thousands of people who are misinformed, who are carrying rumors. So it'll actually be a great idea.
Regularly. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
Right
yeah, true. So it's important for them to know what the changes are and what do they mean. I think that's more important, that people feel any change is for the bad. That process has to change.
Right.
I really believe that the current changes brought in by the policy by the Government of Canada are absolutely the need of the hour. Need of the hour for that so-called good student, a student whose aim is genuine student,
right.
Yeah, the one who wants to go study in a good college, which he knows is got a certain reputation,
right.
Who wants to go and study in a program which leads to higher employment outcomes,
right.
And finally is able to get the benefit of all the things provided in terms of postgraduate work permits and further on.
Right.
So I think it's a good idea to have a discussion on that.
Why do you think the Canadian government introduced a cap?
See, the cap is it's a cap in the sense that they didn't want the growth to carry on the way it is right now. Yeah. So in the last 3 years, or not, rather 2 years, from 22 onwards, the growth has been absolutely a vertical climb.
Right.
This is something which the system cannot adjust to. Everyone is expecting a growth. Every country is growing. So was the Canadian economy was growing. As any economy grows, there's a gradual climb which is sustainable. And I think the cap came about because of this rather the policies which existed in the last two years, which are sort of linked to what happened in COVID. Post-COVID, everyone got liberal. They thought, I don't know, the economy is going to go down. We need to support this. We need to support this industry, that industry.
Which
and similarly, they wanted to support the education industry, and they got a little liberal in how they approached the international students. So they realized that there were a lot of loopholes in the system, and that led to that certain issues of high volumes coming in, which were not sustainable.
Right.
So I think, I don't know if the cap is going to stay forever. It'll be there temporarily. It's just to get the system in place.
Right. It's for 2 years. And that brings me to the next topic, which has confused a lot of students, which is the PAL. Some call it attestation letter, some call it provincial attestation letter, some call it PAL. People are confused. It's one and the same thing. So what do you want to talk about the PAL?
No, in fact, about 3 weeks back, I think one of the Canadian colleges was visiting here and had a meeting with him. And he said that, the word PAL or the provincial attestation letter is like a mouthful.
Yeah.
So he said, let's call it a golden ticket. He said every college is going to get a certain number of golden tickets, and we will give those tickets to the students to apply for a visa.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So basically, it's a document which allows a student to make a visa application unless that student is applying for a master's or a PhD. That's what it is. So it's just an additional document.
Right.
Without the document, you cannot apply for a visa unless it's a master's or a PhD. That's all.
Right. And basically, it's just to keep a track of how many number of students have applied in that province.
Exactly.
So it's nothing very complicated
or
anything. It's
not,
a very simple, basic.
Another shocking thing which I heard, I don't know what the kind of rumor that came out, and a person asked me, sir, that does a PAL or getting a attestation letter which has been made out to be such a valuable document, does it mean visa? I said absolutely not.
True.
It's a document which allows you to apply for a visa.
Right.
So if anyone is telling you, or any individual is telling you that getting a attestation letter means a visa, that's incorrect information.
Absolutely.
Your visa success will still remain on the quality of a visa application, and you want to make sure that your visa application is made by someone who is licensed, approved, and trained on that matter as per Canadian government policies.
Absolutely.
That's very important that you, after you get your attestation letter, the document, and you apply for a visa, make sure you go to the right agent to ensure that you are able to have a better chance in getting a visa.
Right. Okay, so then that brings me to the next worrisome point that most students had today was postgraduate work permit. There were so many inconsistencies in what people were telling them.
Okay, now, it's before we discuss it, I think it's important to understand what the rumor is. So this again was brought in by a student at I think it was in the last, in Ludhiana event. And he indicated that various people are telling him that a postgraduate work permit is now possible only for master's degree, which is absolutely
wrong.
Misinformation,
Yes.
absolute information.
Yes.
In fact, their postgraduate work permit remains the same as it was before, and only difference is this, that some private colleges who are running public-private partnership programs, the PPP program institutions, if you study there, only those people are not allowed for postgraduate work permit. Otherwise, it remains the same.
Right.
Same, you go for a 2-year program, you get a 3-year work permit, you go for a 1-year program, you get a 1-year work permit.
The other thing that people were wanted to know is the part-time work open? Of course it's open.
There's no change at all.
There's absolutely no change
There's
at all.
no change at all. And so everything, I like to give a little informal discussion on what really has happened. So to me, the way I feel it, it's my own opinion on how what's happening over here, that we've noticed, we've been doing it for 25 years now, right? So
27 years.
27 years. Okay, 27 years. 27 years. So in all these years, I think if I look at the time post, say, rough idea, 2008 to 2010 onwards, Canada's growth graph as a destination for education has been growing in a very nice, fairly good rate of growth, was maintained. And one of the key reasons for that was that a student would go and study in a good college, you get a postgraduate work permit. After a postgraduate work permit, you could apply for immigration options, which were opening up for them. That is how the norm was. And post-COVID, because the government was a little liberal in terms of some provincial governments were very liberal in terms of licensing some colleges under PPP and other things without realizing that what it would lead to. And it opened up the floodgates. Too many students came in, and some of them not very well qualified, and the visa success was fairly high in those 2 years. And so that led to an explosion in the numbers, and that explosion led to issues about housing, about job market, and also eventually would have led to problems about the post-study options in terms of immigration and all that. So what I think the changes have brought is that Canada is probably trying to take Canada back into those golden days. You know, those 2017, 18, 19.
Right.
It's going to go back into that day, into those days, because the numbers in those days are still less than the number of caps right now.
Correct.
So it's like going back to golden days with a bigger volume of students permitted, and because the numbers are much less than in 2017-18.
True.
The aaj ki jo cap hai, that's larger than that volume if you look at it.
Yes.
So I think in 2 or 3 years time, the students are going to study now, or as they move into the future, you're going to go back into that golden phase where you will know you're going to a right college, into a right program, get a postgraduate work permit, and probably apply for a PR and stay back there if that's the country that you want to live in.
Yes.
And this is an option available to people going for undergraduate studies, chahe UG diploma, whether it's a UG advanced diploma, whether it's a bachelor's degree, postgraduate diplomas, and of course masters and PhD, which remain out of the cap.
In fact, I think the government is also coming up with some framework of recognized institutions, which will probably again add towards all of this, and it'll help students to choose the right institutions and go for the right programs.
That's true. I mean, you know, right now, probably they've identified mainly most of the cap, it seems to be, has been allocated to government-run or government-supported colleges and universities. And I think the next step could be like that, if that's what you just said, that was to further refine these government colleges and identify the better ones. Right. But one thing is there.
Based on the programs that they offer, how viable they are, what kind of post-study work permits, you know.
No, and I really like that policy that Ontario government realized that they want students who come in and study and get a job.
Yes.
And so they felt that some programs don't lead to very good jobs.
Yes.
So those programs are not eligible for a PAL, the attestation letter, which is fantastic. That to me, if I'm a student, I know I'm going to a program which the government has researched as having a good potential. Rest is of course my own efforts which may lead to a job, but at least the potential is there, which has been identified based on research by the government.
I think so. All in all, it's all very positive,
Right.
and students should really look forward to doing the research, coming to the right kind of consultants, choose your right program, choose your right institution, choose the right province you're going to, and after that, it's all hard work, and
Yeah.
then you should be successful.
Yeah, I think you need to find the right source. If it comes to Canada, make sure the organization that you are dealing with as a student is someone who has experience. Like
Yes.
we have 27 years of experience in just talking about Canadian education. We are linked and associated with all the government and government-funded and colleges and universities who work with marketing agents like us,
yes.
and we have all the options available.
They participate
And-
in all our events.
and-
They do talks with us.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
they're constantly supporting us in the admissions and the PAL.
And another thing is that recently one of our express admissions services, there's such a large number of colleges who are participating in our express admission services,
Yes.
which ensures that the offer letter comes quicker.
Right.
An offer letter now would obviously mean even their related documents like attestation letters would come in good time,
Yes.
and that's some of the advantages that we bring to the student.
Right.
You know, it's. I always felt that maybe people are not well informed, but maybe they are not reading enough or not checking enough. But in this event, what I've noticed is that students are being misinformed
Yes.
by people, and they're being told that things which are absolutely not correct. Canada is going to be a prime destination now and in the future, and from what it was 2 years back, it's going to go back to that golden phase.
Yes.
Something which almost all people, especially from India, aspire to be. You know, aspiration is to go study, work, and get your residency if you really desire. And it's a perfect time to take that step right now.
Absolutely. So, I think you should follow us on our socials to know all about updates about various policies, matters, missions, events, and Godspeed.
Yeah.